Alright, so I just finished answering a couple questions, and we're going to do now 2.5, which is basically solving radical equations using algebra. And most of you will probably be better at this, because this is really manipulating your formula. Okay, so remember back in grade 10, probably grade 9, if you had something like x plus 3 equals 10, I understand that some of you could jump to the conclusion that, okay, well, what plus 3 equals to 7 does? You could do that. But we want to show our process in doing this, and when we want to ask you to solve something, you have to go through the steps. The way you do this is you isolate your variable of x, take everything else, put it on the other side. So positive 3, we basically take negative 3, add it to both sides. Positive 3 and negative 3 will cancel, and your final answer is going to be x will equal 10 minus 7, which is, or 10 minus 3, which would give us an answer of 7. Okay, we can make this a bit trickier with multi-steps, so 3x plus 4, and this equals 19. Okay, the only advice I have for this, or the hints I have, is whatever is attached to your variable, do this last. Because if you were to divide everything by 3, you could. You'd have to go 3x divided by 3, 4 divided by 3, and 19 divided by 3. Whereas right now, we can get rid of this 4 first, subtract 4 from both sides. So we're now left with 3x equals 15. And now we do the opposite operation. So multiplying by 3, we're going to divide everything by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so x times 1 is x. And 15 divided by 3 would give us 5. When it comes to solving radicals, we do this the exact same way, except what we want to do is put everything except your radical to one side, and then you're going to get rid of your radical. So, once you move everything, or once you move a radical to the other side, we're going to have a real simple version, the square root of, let's go, x equals 2. This is already done for you because everything is on the other side. We can now solve this. The way we get rid of a square root is we square everything. Again, whatever I do to my one side, I have to do to the other side. Like so. The square root of something squared, this will cancel out, and we'll be left with x equals 2 squared, which would be 4. Now, kind of a useful trick to verify your solution. Which I believe the book will ask you to do quite often, is basically take your answer and plug it back into your original equation. So if the original equation was square root of x equals 2, I know that my solution is supposed to be 4, so does the square root of 4 equal 2? Absolutely. So we know that our solution of 4 is correct. Alright, for this next example, you're going to be asked to solve and verify the solution. You're given the example of 4 times root x minus 3 equals 0. Again, step 1 is to get everything except for your root to your right-hand side or to the other side. So, step 1, I'm going to add 3 to both sides. And we'll be left with 4 times root x equals 3. Again, I want to isolate this root by itself. So I think of what's the opposite of multiplying. I'm dividing. I'll divide both sides by 4. What I'm left with is root x equals 3/4 or 3 over 4. At this point, I do the same thing to get rid of my root. I know that if I take the square of everything, this will cancel out my root. I'm left with x equals essentially 3 squared divided by 4 squared. And one step further, I know that x is going to equal 9 over 16. Now it does want us to verify our answer. So to verify the answer, we plug it back in. Our original equation was 4 times root x minus 3 equals 0. So 4 times 9 over 16 minus 3 equals 0. I know that the square root of 9 over 16 turns into, well, the square root of 9 is 3, and the square root of 16 is 4. So I don't need that. Minus 3 equals 0. This is still multiplying. So you could go 4 times 3 is 12, divided by 4 is still 3, or realize that because they're multiplying, these two will cancel out. What I'm left with is 3 minus 3 equals 0, and 3 minus 3 is indeed 0. So my equation, as long as they equal the same thing on both sides, is 0 equals 0. I'm happy with that, and I have now verified that my solution works. Second example is going to be 13 equals 2 times root x plus 1. In this case, the 1 is underneath our root. It's important. Minus 7. The biggest thing with this one is making sure you understand what is underneath your root and what is not, and keeping track of that. Okay, again, same thing like last time, you want to get everything to one side. Because the 13 is already by itself, I'm going to get that over there. Now, this is indeed multiplying, so I'm going to deal with my negative 7 first. So add 7 to both sides. 13 plus 7 gives me 20. This is 22 times the square root of x plus 1. I'm now going to divide both sides by 2 to cancel out my 2 out front. 20 divided by 2 gives me 10, and 10 equals the square root of x plus 1. Just like last time, I'm going to square everything to get rid of my root, my radical. 10 squared gives me 100, and I'm going to have x plus 1, and your final step is subtract 1 from both sides. So I know that x is going to equal 99. And if you were asked to check this or verify your answer, what you do is you go 13 equals 2 times the square root of 99 plus 1 minus 7. I know that 99 plus 1 is 100, and the square root of 100 is 10. So I'm going to jump here and say that's 2 times 10 minus 7, which means it's going to be 20 minus 7, so 13 will equal 13. My left and right side are equal. Therefore, I've verified my answer. Normally at this point I would go into some of the word problems. Unfortunately, I don't think I have enough time to go over the 5 or 6 examples with the whole YouTube. After about 10 minutes, the videos really kind of lose their quality, so I won't worry about them for now. I will give you guys the homework for this. And it is on page 149, questions 4A to C, 5A to C, 6AB, 7AB. And if you're doing a challenge, try question 16. As far as the test goes, I'm going to try and have the first 2 parts of this chapter that weren't recorded uploaded onto YouTube as well. So if you want to spend the weekend reviewing these videos to help you review and get ready for the test, that wouldn't be a bad idea. If you are in the Monday class, you guys will probably be watching this video on Monday and have your quiz just following this video. The quiz will not contain anything from 2.5, it's only up to 2.4. And if you're the Tuesday group, you guys will also get more or less the same treatment. Now, as far as the test goes, the test will be on Wednesday and Thursday. And the hope is I am back on Thursday, but I have no guarantees until I hear back from people. Until then, good luck guys. If you have any questions, send me an email. Otherwise, good luck.